let me now bring in immigration attorney Kate Lincoln-Goldfinch. Kate, as always, welcome back to the show. Talk to me about this effort from LA Public Schools. They're safe zones. You know, to Anna's point, they're changing bus routes over this to keep kids away from ICE. Do they have every legal right to do that?
Oh, absolutely. They have a legal right to do that. And children need to feel safe in order to learn at school. So I applaud the school district in their actions. And it's frankly a sad state of affairs that they even have to do this in order to protect their students. But the school district has said, we're not going to interfere with enforcement activities, but we are going to keep a lookout. We are going to protect families. We are going to help them know their rights. We are going to require that a judicial warrant allows for entry onto school campuses. I mean, these are all legal protective activities that the school district should do and wouldn't have to do if the Trump administration hadn't already demonstrated that they were willing to go into places like schools and hospitals and churches and domestic violence shelters. So I think that this is what the school district has to do in order to protect the children.
Do you have any worries, though, that implementing something like this, okay, we're going to keep kids away, does that stoke fears of law enforcement among students? Not just fears of ICE agents, but law enforcement across the board, Kate. Do you have worries about that?
It's already there. It already exists. These kids know what's going on. They talk to their parents. They watch the news. They're on social media. These children are terrified. And it's not just families of people who are undocumented. I'm an immigration lawyer. I talk to people every day who are born in the United States, and they're worried about what's going to happen to birthright citizenship. They're naturalized citizens. They're permanent residents. They're dreamers who have seen other dreamers get arrested and sent to Alligator Alcatraz. I mean, these are people who, frankly, are just not even immigrants, but maybe people of color who are worried about being targeted. So, I mean, there's a reason that they are afraid. And the LA school district putting in protective measures isn't what is stoking the fears. It's the enforcement activities and the behavior of the Trump administration since first day in January.
What legal recourse do school leaders have if ICE does, in fact, come onto campus?
So they can deny entry unless there is a judicial warrant. So ICE often shows up without a judicial warrant. They'll have an administrative warrant or other type of paperwork. So the school district will be trained. They will have a designated point person, I'm sure, who knows the difference and will only allow ICE enforcement on campus if there is a judicial warrant signed by a judge. So that's what the school district, I'm sure, will be doing in order to protect the campuses.
A new policy was announced back in January allowing immigration officers to carry out arrests and searches in schools as well as churches. And I know you saw this story earlier this week. A 15-year-old student with disabilities was handcuffed and detained by ICE outside of an LA high school. The boy was released, and federal authorities said it was a case of mistaken identity. But take a listen to what the LA Unified Superintendent said about students witnessing these arrests.
When we see masked men with long rifles jumping out of vehicles, apprehending adults, that is shocking to other adults. Just imagine the mental health trauma that is created in the minds of impressionable children. That's why we're asking for this, but also we've empowered our community with family preparedness packets. We've trained our staff. We have legal aid support for impacted families. We're doing all we can to guarantee a safe school environment for all.
Following Monday's incident with that 15-year-old student, Kate, I mean, how do you think ICE should adjust the way they move around schools?
They shouldn't conduct enforcement actions around schools. That for years we have had memos in place designating secure and safe locations like schools and hospitals and churches and shelters. And there's a reason for that. There's no need to conduct enforcement activities in these locations. So that's just the bottom line. I mean, stuff like this is so unnecessary. It's so traumatic. And even though this young man was later released, imagine the trauma to him, to his family, to everyone who witnessed the event. And these arrests are just indiscriminate. I mean, these agents are just going out on the street, and what we're seeing is that they're in error, making accidents, picking up people who are U.S. citizens, who have green cards, who have legal status, who have disabilities like this young man did. And they're not pausing in these moments and using their humanity to think through what else could they be doing. And that's what I think what is really concerning, the pressure coming from Washington with these daily arrest quotas and then these ICE agents on the grounds who are just willy-nilly picking people up and not pausing in those moments and thinking about what they're doing, and they're creating these heartbreaking scenarios. I have clients who are separated from their families, no criminal history, people in legal status. I mean, what we're seeing on TikTok videos, in the news, this stuff is real. It's actually happening, and ICE needs to stop what they're doing and take a breath and pause and use some humanity. I mean, it's just really horrific and unnecessary.
We'll see how these safe zones end up working out for LA public schools. I got to end it there. But Kate Lincoln-Goldfinch, thank you as always, ma'am.